OldMateDad definitely the favorite with that few hundred MMR difference. He is also our newcomer. Eugene winning the previous two Gauntlet series against Echo Goodman in Undead Mirror and against Flame. So pretty nice wins for Eugene, but we'll see how he handles the big dog, OldMateDad. This is going to be a new level of challenge. And we could see pretty similar playstyles as well. I wouldn't be surprised if both go Cryptlord every game. But I do think Eugene was a little worried from his point that OldMateDad might be going like Lich or something. There's also the chance Eugene mixes it up, right? He did show a lot of Cryptlord in his previous series, but maybe he too would mix it up with like a Death Knight Fiends one game or like a Lich Ghouls. But I think we're going to see Cryptlord both sides this game. No, it is going to be the Lich. So OldMateDad is more of the Lich player these days, it seems. He used to be huge on Cryptlord play, and I thought we might see it here as well, but it is going to be Lich versus Cryptlord.
A player's forces are under attack.
Hopefully the ping is fine for Eugene. We are using ping equalizer on US West, but OldMateDad's ping looked potentially variable, which could be bad for equalizer. But hopefully it's fine. It looks like it might be pretty equal. Yeah, it was showing 190 in the lobby, but it was showing like 158 before. Hopefully it's sitting stable at 160 right now for both, because 160 is not too bad. Yeah, OldMateDad going to keep track of this Cryptlord. Cryptlord kind of missed his purchases, but gets it now. Sold the TP as well. So Eugene is seemingly committed to probably trying to expand at some point. But with how slow this is, does he just disengage or does he get baited into the creep? Because there's no way he can creep this with the Lich already here. This is just, you're never going to get the Ogre Magi because of Nova. So yeah, he is going to just disengage immediately. Beetles are going to tank the creeps so that you can get away, but one ghoul will fall. And now Eugene's looking to put damage on the Lich. I think that's an alright choice. You want to kind of just get rid of the Lich, otherwise you're never going to be able to do anything, right? If the Lich is healthy, the Lich is just going to keep going in, poking, doing its damage, and getting Novas off. Ooh, and the Ogre healed up from the Priest. Otherwise, OldMateDad would definitely take this. Now he has to kind of consider it, because there's a lot of health to go through. It was half health Ogre, but now sitting at like 500 health on that Ogre, he is going to instead be aggressive, it seems. Eugene has teched as well in response. He doesn't want to force the expansion against the Lich. And now we might get just normal Fiend play from Eugene with a Cryptlord first. And OldMateDad is the one who could still do something different. He could go into like Ghoul Garg with Lich, but he might also just play standard and add a Dark Ranger third. We got the Graveyard being added, another Ziggurat. Eugene getting prepared for pushing past 30 soon, and yeah, Graveyard for OldMateDad. Might see a Ziggurat for him as well. And neither side going to get much done. Looks like Eugene's going to try to creep on the side here while distracting, and he should be able to get the one camp, but now he's leading the Lich that way. Does OldMateDad realize? I think he does. But he might be thinking Eugene's going for the more greedy camp. And luckily for Eugene, he did go for the safer small camp. And a Ring of Protection is actually pretty solid. +3 armor will be huge for the Cryptlord, but he's going to potentially get surrounded here. Going for... Oh my god. No! Eugene! Oh my god. That was almost like game losing. the Crippler got so blocked by his own ghouls there, and then when he finally got in for the item, almost gets surrounded. And he doesn't have a TP, of course, because he sold it earlier. OldMateDad trying it once again, but without Unholy Aura, it's pretty difficult to get in front. So yeah, this is just going to be damage swapped, and honestly, I think I like this for Eugene until he loses this ghoul. The ghoul pickoff is pretty huge, because level 2 is unlocked. Now we can start ritualing the old skeletons like this one, or this one. This one would be a good target. Yeah, he actually finds the right one, rituals it, gets maximum value. And Eugene investing in that ritual dagger, going to try to take out the big camp now, and going to tech tier 3 right away. Death Knight on the way. Same on the other side, and it is going to be double crypt. So we are going to see a bit of a different playstyle here, where it will be likely Ghoulgarg against Fiends. But Eugene, taking a lot of damage on this Crypt Lord. He didn't get any beetles from his graveyard before heading over here. And his Crypt Lord and the Ghoul are tanking everything. Eugene! I don't think he realized when he switched the aggro off the Ghoul that both Tuskars switched it back to his Crypt Lord. Oh no. Well, sometimes you get on the big stage, you make a mistake, and yeah, you just have to deal with it. Now, the positive thing to this is it is only a level 1 Crypt Lord, and as far as healing goes, it's not necessarily bad to heal up through Altar Revive. Because his Altar wasn't doing anything anyways. Look, the Crypt Lord's already back, he's got half mana, full health, and he never reached level 2, so he didn't have that long pause. The Death Knight still benefited from all the XP there, and he's almost level 2 on the Death Knight. It's almost tactical in some way. Ooh, but the Lich. Oh no, that's gonna be potentially 2 ghouls going down. Does he have a coil? One last hit, ghoul will fall. 2 ghouls off that Nova. Coil going to save this ghoul, but will it save the other one? Or is the Lich gonna go for the Death Knight? Looks like he's just poking at the Death Knight. Lich in great position now, stole a lot of camps. And OldMateDad's going to be able to creep pretty quickly with all of these ghouls on his Death Knight. I think the big mistake for this creep camp, I mean, apart from just kind of tanking too much on his hero, of course, was that he didn't get, like, beetles and skellies from his graveyard before heading out of his base. Or maybe he had skellies, I'm not sure. Oh. Item does go to the Crypt Lord, and I think the XP as well, because he is level 2, right? I believe the XP went, yeah. And it is a ring plus 5. Ring plus 5 is pretty bad, especially because ring 3 and ring 4 exist. But yeah, with the other rings there, it's kind of bad, but Eugene did sell one of his ring 3. So I guess at this point, maybe he keeps the ring 5. Maybe he still sells this one as well. Gets his orb, Lich on the way. On the other side, OldMateDad getting a lot of creeps, got a mana potion, get a ring 3 as well. That will be nice for keeping the Death Knight alive if he's ever mispositioned up front. Lich trying to do some damage, has a staff, but doesn't really want to go in when the main is already tier 3. So Lich will just pull back at this point. And OldMateDad's probably just going to take the gold mine and get 3. Or is he going to try to venture to the center? It wouldn't be bad if he could take the center camp, but it is going to be contested. And I don't know if the ghouls are ready for this fight. However, he does have 4 Gargs here now. And with the 4 Gargs and the level 2 Nova, he's got about 2 Novas with a ritual. But he's against a Lich who already has Orb. That being said, I don't know if Eugene has Web yet. Did he see the Gargs and did he already have Web? I feel like he doesn't have Web already, but he's not researching anything either, so it's hard to tell. Because he's not getting Frenzy right now either, I think. These don't have Ghoul Frenzy, right? I can't tell. They looked kind of slow. Yeah, these look like Frenzy Ghouls. Look how fast this this Ghoul's running, dude. Meanwhile, Death Knight does get 3, but he did use a lot of coils. He's very low mana on the Death Knight, but with a greater mana, maybe he's okay with that. And he adds the Dreadlord 3rd with Sleep. Dreadlord can be a real nuisance, especially because your destroyers want to continually fly away from all the Gargs. But they have to go back in order to sleep something. Ooh, Ghoul dies here. Is that 2 Ghouls dying? Because this looks like a Ghoul corpse. Probably not. Probably just 1 Ghoul. Slight mistake there, but OldMateDad will be fine. And he gets Mana Stone. Oh my god. Balance Stone. On the other side, Cryptlord does get 3 True Shot as well. Not bad for the Fiends, but he doesn't have that many yet because it is still tied in some Ghouls. And OldMateDad's just going to dive Acolytes, but there is an extra Acolyte. And no, it's going to be the Ghouls dove on instead so far. Now the Acolytes. And Eugene trying to go for maybe the Dreadlord, maybe some Ghouls. A good exchange for OldMateDad, but not the worst losses for Eugene. He lost 1 Acolyte, but he had an extra. And then he lost like 2 Ghouls, I think. Which is kind of costly. But he did force a TP, he forced a Ritual Dagger apparently. Ooh, and OldMateDad adding the Frostworm. Frostworm could be a big difference maker here. We're going to see Beetle scout out the center. And going to spot this, Eugene's going to pull back. And will they engage? There is a discrepancy here with the Death Knight only level 2 on Eugene's side and level 3 already for OldMateDad. Eugene's going to need to get level 3 on his Death Knight as quick as possible. And ooh, nice Devour on that Death Knight, but is he going to use the coil already? And does he have enough webs for all these Gargs? The Gargs are just going to work on that Destroyer. 1 Destroyer already falling. And now the Frostworm gets webbed, but does Eugene even have the damage to kill the Frostworm? And the other Destroyer also about to fall. The Gargs not being dealt with properly, just not enough Fiends to web them currently. And it's mostly heroes left for Eugene. The Death Knight is asleep. Oof, maybe needed to preemptively use the invuln so that he could keep the Death Knight from falling asleep. But yeah, now he's just stuck here with his 2 heroes, and there's still the 4 Gargs here and the Frostworm. And you're not escaping the Frostworm. GG is called. And the favorite, OldMateDad, will take the first game. Definitely not the cleanest start for Eugene. He'll definitely try to fix that. But yeah, just solid from OldMateDad. He got his level 3 Lich, then he got his creeping down on the Death Knight. And kind of just hit his timing. Yeah, game 2 here. OldMateDad up 1-0. Eugene spawning top left in the yellow, going for Ghoul build once again, so probably Cryptlord once again. And this map is easier to pull off the Expo even if you're being harassed, because it's a lot easier camp. We'll see if he does that. On the other side, OldMateDad also Ghoul build. Will he go Lich again though? One sec, I'll be right back, like 20 seconds. But nothing's happening anyways right now.
town is under siege.
And we have a bit of a change up here. It is going to be Eugene going the Lich and Cryptlord for OldMateDad. But now I'm curious what happened and why the Lich is so late.
A player's forces are
Because I'm pretty sure he went normal ghoul build. Maybe he just queued up his Lich late, or maybe he switched part way. The all-time record, their record against each other. I'm not sure if Eugene has faced OldMateDad much, but I assume OldMateDad is highly favored. But it is Mirror, and I do think Mirror in general can have people win at lots of different levels. Because there's always moments in Mirror, I feel, where you can get caught off guard with something, especially when expos are involved. That being said, it looks kind of rough for Eugene, with his Lich being so late. I really am curious what happened. And I might check the replay real quick after the game for like the first minute and a half of the game.
A player's forces are under attack.
I leave for like 45 seconds or something, and somehow something happens. I don't know. Yeah, Eugene is going to get his level 2 here. I think OldMateDad is just fine with his position. Ooh. That being said, Eugene kind of sneaking by. He does have a TP. TP also on the Cryptlord. OldMateDad trying to block, trying to go for the Lich. Nice play by Eugene to move his Lich back. Oh, but he's going to get surrounded. And now he's going to have to Nova out. Oh, he has Cloak. Cloak, imbalanced. Oh, no. Cloak is honestly... It's one of those items that... It's like one of the worst items there is. Until it's the best item there is. You know? Oh, Eugene kind of misplacing one of his ghouls. One ghoul going to fall. Crippler, oop, maybe not. Crippler didn't get a hit off on this ghoul. Eugene should be able to micro it out now. And nicely done by OldMateDad to put damage on this Lich. But now the Lich is left with the ghouls and no Cripplord here. Going to get one ghoul, but Eugene has to watch out. There might be a impale. No, OldMateDad wants to keep it. I don't hate keeping the mana there. I think if that low health ghoul was still there, maybe he would want to take it. But yeah. Ooh, and OldMateDad has 5 acolytes there. Does have the expansion getting up now. And what is Eugene's play going to be? Is he going to try to get the wood for tech right away and then just get tier 3 and push with like ghoul fiends? Or is he going to do something like OldMateDad style with Gargs and Frostworms? Looks like he really wants the tech and the second hero. He's kind of missing a lot of wood. Yeah, he's going to go for the tech first, leaving 4 ghouls so that he can get enough wood for his hero and then like probably a slaughterhouse. Meanwhile, OldMateDad is already halfway through his tech and a graveyard on the way. So even though the expansion was delayed, he did have the acolytes coming out that entire time and was able to tech pretty quick himself. So OldMateDad is not far behind and has an expansion. So Eugene's gonna have to really hit a very well-timed timing attack. Otherwise he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. And the Cripplord's getting a lot of XP here. Not to mention, like I said earlier, he still has his TP as well, which is huge, because that means he can actually dive right now on potentially acolytes, and this would be a good timing. The tech is a little over halfway, which means Eugene definitely cannot cancel the tech. But Eugene is nearby. He is level 3. And OldMateDad seeing this. Oh, but he used a Nova on that beetle. And now his Nova's on cooldown. Oh no. I don't think he realized OldMateDad was here. And now he's getting his acolytes and ghouls dove on. He's upgrading a tower. Oof. You might be able to cancel the... Oh no, that ghoul! Coil too late. And the ghoul's trying to go to work there in the back, but he is going to lose one acolyte and all the mining time with the acolytes continually moving. Cryptlord is surrounded here, but he has a TP, so... Oh no, 2 acolytes have fallen. Huge damage by OldMateDad, and now he's going to TP out. He did the damage he wanted. He forced a tower. He forced the mana out. 2 acolytes lost mid-tech. And he's the one with an expansion. And it is going to be double crypt Gargs. This means Eugene cannot go Gargs himself, because 1 base Gargs is not really going to do anything here. So it is going to be Fiends, I believe, anyways. But Eugene really needs to hit a crucial timing attack here. But he's also really wanting this Death Knight to get 2. And that means his ghouls are not harvesting. His ghouls are not harvesting. Look at his wood. He's at 62 wood. He doesn't have his 3rd hero. He doesn't have Destroyer form. He doesn't have Fiends or Web. It's going to be very difficult for Eugene to hit the sort of timing he wants with what he has. I think he's just going to have to keep creeping, but it's looking rough because he's so far behind now. And OldMateDad trying to give solo XP to the Death Knight now. Death Knight will be able to get level 2. Is it level 2 just off of this? Or is it like slightly short? It is level 2 just off of that. And then he could even just get level 3 off of here if he wants to leave the Cryptlord back once again. We'll see what he opts for. Meanwhile, Eugene wants to put a bit of pressure. I don't think he wants to dive in and fight, but doesn't find OldMateDad, so he's just going to steal the camp instead. But OldMateDad's taking the big red camp in the center. Might lose 1 ghoul. It is slowed, so it does get targeted. And it's got Scroll of the Beast. Scroll of the Beast is pretty nice with Ghoul Guard. Pretty nice indeed. And Book of the Dead, level 3 Death Knight. Eugene in a rough spot comparatively. He's at 3-2-1 against 4-3. And OldMateDad is already tier 3 with his own Lich on the way, Frenzy on the way, Boneyard. And Eugene is... Oh no. He's only just now stabilizing, getting this Ziggurat. He's still at 39 out of 40 food. Can he at least get some Acolyte kills? Ooh, nice target by OldMateDad on the Sapper. But without the Frost Tower hitting the Sapper, it still got in there and connected. That was not good enough. And OldMateDad does have a TP, but he hesitant to TP in. Is he afraid of this attack? Or maybe he's just microing his other stuff, like his Lich, buying the orb and so on. Is he gonna meet up with the Lich and TP in? This ended up being a somewhat perfect timing for Eugene. OldMateDad really wanted to finish the turtle here and really wanted to wait for his own Lich to get out, and Eugene just took out all the Acolytes. Huge play. But he sees this army and Eugene's like, yo, dude. OldMateDad's already got a bigger army than me. And his own tier 3. So what's the play here for Eugene? And what's left? There's not many creeps. OldMateDad getting one of the only high priority creeps left with the big consumable center creep. Wanda mana stealing. Could be valuable. Could just be sold in like a circlet plus mantle purchase or something like that. But we're gonna see a fight here, but there's only one fiend. I don't even know if it has web, and there's so many Gargs. So many Gargs. Eugene wanting to fight, but it's just primarily ghouls right now, and he's got a shredder as well. He's had so many wood troubles. He's bringing every ghoul he can. Ooh. But this could be good damage again if he can just get the acolytes and get out. Ooh, but the impale forcing the fight, the Nova as well. This one ghoul down, two ghouls down, and now the Gargs are chasing. The Death Knight's taking a lot of damage. Is Eugene gonna TP out? He doesn't have a TP. Oh no, the Death Knight's just dead. And there goes the Devotion Aura as well. Not to mention the Unholy Aura, which makes it even more difficult to run away. Eugene getting decent damage with his Nova here. But yeah, the Frostworm arrives. Eugene realizes he's in a bad spot. Alright, game 3. Bottom left spawn, Eugene in the yellow. And doesn't look like he's going to mix it up. Just doing the ghoul build once again. But I still don't know exactly why his hero was so late last game. I will probably end up checking it later at some point, but yeah, it's... I'm not sure if he switched from the Crypt Lord, or if he forgot to queue up the hero, or, you know, thought he queued his hero. But hopefully everything goes smoothly here, because both of the first two games were a bit rough for him. The first game he lost his hero to the creeps. And then the second game, he like had his hero queued up, you know, like 15, 20, 30 seconds late, something like that. And on the other side, top right spawn, OldMateDad. Solid play so far. And can he keep winning? He's already got that 2-0 lead. And it is going to be Crypt Lord once again. And a Lich for Eugene. I think Eugene felt like he just couldn't play Crypt Lord if OldMateDad was going to play Lich. So now he's going to go Lich too, maybe, but OldMateDad has gone Crypt Lord last game, going Crypt Lord again. Finding multiple corpses on his way for beetles and skellies. Is Eugene ready to harass this time? He does have the Lich properly queued up though, so that's a positive. OldMateDad keeping the TP. I also do this. Like if I'm going to expand, I'm still just going to keep my TP. I think the value of a TP is worth more than that small amount of gold you get now. Same with unsummoning the altar. Like there's small gains that make it easier because you have a little bit more. But I feel like that little bit more is not worth how much you're selling. I think just play better. That being said, Eugene's slightly late, but huge Nova gets rid of a beetle and a ghoul. Can he get the second ghoul? And there's still the double berserkers, or trappers, I mean, with Bloodlust. And Eugene getting a lot of damage here, but I think he lost one of his own ghouls now as well. But he is going to take out one more ghoul. Might have to invest the Nova in it. He would like to Nova the beetles when they're all clumped up like this, but he wants the ghoul instead. The ghoul is a meaningful kill, and he saves his ghoul, I think. The Bloodlusted Trappers, Bloodlust runs out. And Eugene getting a lot of damage on this Crypt Lord as well, but there is the TP if needed. But huge damage. This is just going to stop the expansion in his tracks. Eugene, huge plays here, going to get the Crypt Lord kill, I believe. Last hit, and now he's level 2, has access to Ritual. Is he just going to Nova his way out? No, he's going to have to TP. Does take quite a bit of damage, and I think OldMateDad is fine with that. Ooh, and the last hits. OldMateDad is going to clean it up. He does want the creeps to just be gone, as well as the little bit of gold from them. beetles preventing the ritual dagger from going off yet as well. But now Eugene gets it. A lot of ghouls here. Tier 2 is a third of the way. Graveyard added. And no tech from OldMateDad yet. And he's only now getting an accolade over... Or no, he has one air. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was that delayed. Because I think he lost his first acolyte in the initial harass. But this could be a pretty strong attack from Eugene. And he has a second rod as well. He still has 6 uses. He really needs to get them used right away. And there we go. He does get one used right away. And what's he going to go for? Is he going to go for the cancel? He is going to go for the cancel. I don't hate this, but there was time to just put damage elsewhere if he had wanted. But getting the cancel right away, so you don't have to worry about it later, is also pretty valuable. And yeah, Eugene in a good spot. Is he going to go for the Ziggurat cancel as well? He might have to eventually pull back after these cancels though, because he is taking a lot of damage on his ghouls. And he needs to be careful with his Lich. There is an... Oh wait, no Impale. He's still level 1. Right. This Cripplord hasn't been able to level. Oh no. But if he does get level 2, he does have a lot of mana pool to work with. Yeah, we do see the gold mine added again. Eugene doesn't... Ooh. Oh no. He's getting blocked, but manages to get out. OldMateDad was going for it, but not able to get it. And Eugene, what's his play here? Is he just going to commit more into tier 2 and just keep pressuring? It'll probably still just be a normal tier 3 tech. Doesn't use the dagger there. I thought he might dagger the 3 ghouls and his Lich and just go again with a bunch of ghouls and his Death Knight. But looks like he's going to pull back, and this gives OldMateDad time to creep. He's got a bunch of beetles, he's got skeletons, and he has his tech now because he has all of his acolytes queued. Ghouls are on the way to defend as well, but Eugene's actually just creeping. Eugene maybe going to try for level 3. Doesn't get the dagger on these ghouls, but they can always just be left behind on wood. What does Eugene want to do here? Does he want to go again, or is he going to just keep creeping? We got the slaughter added, and OldMateDad going for a big camp here. This will get him his level 3. And suddenly he's not looking so bad anymore. His expansion is up and running in a second. He's 1 acolyte short apparently, but it is up and running now. And his Cripplord is 3. Got double crypt, graveyard being added. The big difference maker here is just going to be orb. But Eugene's not even level 3 on his Lich yet. Wasn't able to take as big of camps as the Cripplord. And I think that's the difference. I wouldn't have hated Eugene just to hover over the Cripplord, even if he didn't bring his ghouls. Or to just creep ghouls with the Death Knight instead. Yeah, he does get level 3 now, gets Sentry Wards. OldMateDad trying to put a bit of pressure here, but Nova is going to be huge. 1 ghoul falls immediately. Coil being used, another ghoul weak. Impale coming out. There is another Nova though, and these summons can die quite quickly to the Nova, I think. Wait, no, there's some higher level beetles now here. But Eugene's got a Fiend on the field as well, and with another ritual, he should be able to get a huge Nova out here. OldMateDad taking some damage here, but I guess he's just content with his expansion running. But he's taking a lot of damage. Oof. I don't know if that would kill, because he does have 4.8 armor. But I think there was potential to kill depending on the damage roll. I don't know if it was guaranteed though. Oh man, Eugene has so much resources. Oh no, but Undead is pretty good about going through their resources quickly. They can always buy Orb, Mana Potion, Invuln, Heal Scroll, Third Hero, and suddenly they've spent like, 1,500 gold without even units. So, yeah. Eugene gets the invuln from the big consumable creep. That will definitely help him a lot. Now he doesn't have to buy one himself. Criplord on the other side. Death Knight on the way. We got Gargs. Does Eugene have Web yet? He's getting Frenzy first, but probably Web next. Although he might be looking for confirmation that he needs Web in the first place. And Greater Mana. Probably an ideal combo. Greater Mana plus Invuln. This is like exactly what he wants. Although I wouldn't even hate it if he like sold the Invuln and bought a TP instead. Because now he's going in with no TP, which is a bit sketchy. And OldMateDad, very fortified. He was afraid of the attacks earlier. And with how delayed his expo was, that he's got triple upgraded towers. A classic for him, actually. He does this quite often. He just fortifies the expansion because he knows if an Undead has an expansion and it stays up, they're in a decent spot. But Eugene is starting to get some damage here, and if he can get some skeletons built up and the acolytes killed, will be nice for him. And nicely micros is one ghoul, not able to save the other though, but this one nicely micro to the back, healing up by the statue. Statue's also being kept out of range of the tower, but still healing a bit. And now we got the Gargs on the field, but I don't think there's Web yet, and Eugene is going to pull back. But he did good damage. A tower down, the acolytes down, but there is a bunch of acolytes queued now. And now are we going to see Eugene creep another camp? I think this would be a good choice. He can get his Death Knight closer and closer to that level 3, but also get more skeletons built back up again. Because OldMateDad does not actually have destroyers to get rid of skeletons, and he might never have destroyers. He might just go Gargs and Worms. Ooh, Death Knight taking a bit of damage. But Silence going to be huge here. Criplord has to watch out. He has no TP, but level up. He still has a coil once the Silence runs out. And heal wards. Oh no. Huge item. He's going to place it in the back. And look at this Criplord heal. Skeletons, can they get to the heal wards? No. OldMateDad is blocking it. And this heal ward is just a huge deterrent for the push. Ooh. Dark Ranger going to get slowed by the tower, but does take out the heal ward. However, look at this Criplord's already full health again. I think there was a coil, but still. And now OldMateDad with his own Lich, Orb, Gargs being added, Boneyard being added, and Eugene, how's he going to play the rest of this out? I think the problem here is Eugene just doesn't have enough levels, really. It'd be one thing if he is vastly out leveling OldMateDad, but the Criplord crept so well by himself once he got a little bit of space. With Beetles and Skellies, he was able to do a lot. Ooh, and Invuln going to have to be used on this Death Knight. Does get used, but can the Gargs be webbed and fought with, or is Eugene just going to have to keep backing off? Ooh, both fiends falling. Coil not able to go out near, nor is the heal scroll. I think Eugene might have thought he coiled, but wasn't able to get it off. Maybe ping playing a factor as well. Eugene really wants this Ogre. He knows it was low, but OldMateDad is right here, and he has his own coil available. A lot of focus fire. Ooh. He does get it. It is a Doomhorn, of course. When there's two Undeads in the game, of course it's going to be a Doomhorn. And the Gargs is going to work on these destroyers. Web's coming out. Nova as well was nice to slow and damage, but there's still a lot more Gargs flying around. Eugene pops a potion, has some more mana on his Lich. Can he get enough out of these Novas? With the problem being that OldMateDad is still on an expansion this whole time. Death Knight kind of leading the way here with the Orb. But I think he might want to pass it back to the Lich at this point. Yeah, he is going to pass it back.
A player's forces are under attack.
And what's the play here? Looks like he wants to contest OldMateDad at the creep. The item was already taken earlier, but now there's the Frostworm here. impale immediately, and the Death Knight might just fall. He's got a heal scroll, but is that enough to keep him alive? Does not look like it. Death Knight falls, and the double level up for OldMateDad. Suddenly he's looking to be in a very strong position. GG is called. And our favorite for the series, OldMateDad, does in fact win. But we generally have been going all 5 maps, so yeah, OldMateDad is 3-0 victorious, but we will see game 4 and 5 on Autumn Leaves and Concealed Hill. And Ghoul build for OldMateDad once again, and for Eugene, which is not surprising, but we could potentially see like a fast altar or Fiend build in one of these games. But yeah, the last game, I think last game was good by Eugene until he just completely let up the pressure. He wanted to creep for like level 3 Lich, I believe, but then he just, you know, the Crippler just creeps just as fast or faster with Beetles and Skellies. So Crippler took out the Merc camp and was already level 3 himself before Eugene even got his 3. And then by the time Eugene went there, you know, there's like towers and stuff. So it was like, okay, well, this sucks. Maybe he was worried because he lost his TP. I'm not sure. Both with the Acolyte Scout finding a critter. And it is going to be Crypt Lord for Eugene and Lich for OldMateDad. Oh no. So they're somehow avoiding the Lich Mirror or the Crypt Lord Mirror. And it's going to be Crypt Lord for Eugene now and Lich for OldMateDad. I feel like OldMateDad is playing it based on which map he likes which hero on. And Eugene is maybe more of winging it. Because I think Eugene oftentimes just plays Crypt Lord a lot, but he opted for Lich the last 2 games. Now going back to the Crypt Lord. He's going to find himself up against a Lich. And is he ready for it? TP is kept this time. And Lich 4 Ghouls on the way over. He kept a Sack Skull as well. Or bought a Sack Skull. So he might want to pull back and creep his own gold mine at some point. And we are going to have a bit of an engagement here at the gold mine. Eugene not going to take out the Ogre though. And going to get Nova'd on his Crypt Lord, and now already just in a rough spot. 1 Ghoul taken out. Crypt Lord half health. And the other 2 Ghouls kind of stranded. Another Ghoul just falls. Oof. And this map just has such short travel distance between the bases with this gold mine in the center that the Lich ends up being a fairly strong play here. Eugene does still have a lot of mana to work with. He hasn't actually got any Beetles yet because he goes for Rod usage first. Oof. And now he's got a tech underway, but OldMateDad's just diving the Acolytes, and he's going to probably cancel the tech. I don't think there's a way to keep all of these Acolytes alive against this many Ghouls and Skellies. Yeah, it's going to be a cancel tech. 2 Acolytes already fallen. Damage being done on the Lich and keeping the Lich away, but Eugene just doesn't have damage here to help him with the fight. And GG is already called. A rough game. It's just the small things, right? The small things that OldMateDad does, hitting the timings just right, and Eugene not able to play his own game, and not able to like get his creep camp without being interrupted or set up an expo. And OldMateDad showing why he's the favorite in this series. But we'll see how this one goes. We are in the final map OldMateDad with the 4-0 lead as we head into Concealed Hill. This map, I'm not sure which one would be better. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Lich, but I don't think Crippler is necessarily bad here because particularly here, you can find quite a few critters, right? You could potentially walk your Crippler like this, and then here, and you could have like 4 beetles and 2 skellies or something. And it would just make you very strong for creeping early. But I wouldn't hate a Lich as well, because the Cryptlord won't be able to take the expansion very easily on this map, because it is a difficult map for it. And it is going to be the Lich for OldMateDad, but Lich for Eugene as well. Lich Mirror. So they've both been going Cryptlord and Lich every game, but only now do we get a mirror, and it is going to be the Lich mirror, no Cryptlord mirror. Lich mirror is very quick, or can be very quick, right? Like both sides are just novaing, everything's slowed and dying fast, and at the end of the day it sometimes ends up where it's just the Lich and like a couple skellies versus a Lich and a couple skellies, and yeah, they're both just kind of poking at each other, maybe with boots and so on. OldMateDad going to take out the Acolyte, probably because he wants a corpse right away. Ice spiking a bit. I think I dropped a little bit of frames, but it seems to be stabilized now. Hopefully it's fine. Ring +4, not ideal. Ghouls also took a lot of damage, so he's not going to be able to pull these ones for quite a while. But Eugene's not heading over either, so they will be able to heal up for free on Blight. On the other side, Eugene's been leaving a lot of ghouls on wood, so we might be able to attack quicker here. Although OldMateDad actually happens to have a lot of wood as well. So it looks like tech timings won't be much different, I think. Although OldMateDad just queued up 2 more ghouls. This is gonna be an expansion play, I think. Where on the other side, Eugene thinks it's just gonna be both sides creeping with the Lich. But there is a Skelly Scout. So Eugene will be aware of this. And if he wants, he could even buy a Staff of Telly and staff to the skeleton if it may. Oh no, it times out. Oh no. Now he's going to have no vision. What's the play here? He's a bit behind in his creeping. OldMateDad is already underway on the gold mine, but it is a very difficult creep. We got 2 ghouls already super low health. But he's going to get away with it. Oh. Yeah. There's still hope for Eugene, but it's looking OldMateDad favored already again. The creeping was a little bit better for him, and he's got an expansion coming up. That being said, if Eugene manages to head into the main here, he could just get a quick 3 ghoul kills, or 4, because a lot of these ghouls are softened up, and OldMateDad is probably going to head over with a staff and boots himself. Yeah, he's going to sell some items. Boots. No staff though. Looks like he wasn't able to afford it. And the Lich, not 3 for Eugene because he needs a creep here as well. But he could get 3. Ooh, Skeleton might see these ghouls. Is he going to go for them? Oh no, he sees the Lich going into his base. And he's got his own ghouls low. OldMateDad gets 1 Ghoul kill immediately, and now going for the Acolytes, but the tech is almost done, so it's not a huge loss to lose these Acolytes. It does hurt, especially when the opponent's expanding himself. Ooh. Lich has arrived, but no Nova used. And OldMateDad actually had sold his Ritual Dagger, has to buy another one. And didn't get the heal on these ghouls, but not a huge deal. They are still healing on Blight.
A player's forces are under
This is apparently considered Blight here as well. Even though it doesn't look like Blight for some reason. Anyways, Eugene, I believe, is aware of this and still has his TP, but he didn't get 3. Really just needs to snipe like 1 creep for 3, but I don't know if he even has time for that. And OldMateDad is sitting here with more units and a Frost Tower.
Town is under siege.
And a level 3. And Pendant. All things just point to OldMateDad already this early into the game. We'll see what Eugene can do, if he can get some damage done. Or if OldMateDad is going to complete the
A player's forces are under attack.
clean sweep. I do think Eugene had a couple rough games at the start. But yeah, it's just overall been... It's just been OldMateDad kind of playing the game he wants to play. Getting the expansions when he wants to expand, and doing the damage when he actually plays his Lich.
A player's forces are under attack.
Now he's near that level 4.
A town is under siege.
Quite a few healthy ghouls being left on wood. Does have 600 wood banked as well. Low mana pool on this Lich though. Might have to drop the pendant sometimes before ritualing and then pick it back up for efficiency. Especially now with level 4 Lich. Could get decent value. Eugene gonna go in, gets 1 ghoul kill.
Player's forces are under
But getting slowed by the forward tower. Oh, but OldMateDad just teched. This would be a nice time for Acolyte kills. But he is going to be able to get a quick ghoul kill. He's going to go for more ghoul kills. The ghoul kills are pretty relevant as well, but OldMateDad has a bunch of extra ghouls he can just put back onto wood. And yeah, OldMateDad realizes that losing the Acolytes would be a huge pain. He's going to move them away. He does have an Acropolis here though, so he could always build them. Maybe going for the ghouls ends up actually being better here. This is a lot of ghoul kills, and he's got 1 more Nova potentially on both sides. Yeah, 1 more Nova. Ooh, but not able to get this ghoul. But I think that was like 4 ghouls down. Not bad. OldMateDad actually has to make more ghouls. He's got 2 more ghouls queued up on wood. Technically this is like enough at this point because he's got 400 wood banked. But he would like to use some ghouls in the future as well,
player's forces
with
are under
Frenzy,
attack.
I think. And have extra banked for potential worms, I think, as well. Ooh, Eugene closes this around. Not going to be the fastest creeping. No orb, only 1 fiend shooting from range. But it looks like it should be enough. Ghoul takes a bit of damage. Dark Ranger picked up. That'll help the creeping a bit. Other ghoul going to get coiled. Doesn't want to move it. And of course, as one would expect, Undeads find Legion Doomhorn. It's probably just programmed into the game to make their Undead balance, Kappa. But yeah, I think it's just, for some reason, Undead just seems to always find Doomhorn. That's just a thing that happens, and you just have to be content with that as an Undead player, I guess. This Lich, looking strong. But OldMateDad really would like to get his Death Knight to 2 as well. Crystal Ball might try to scout out where Eugene is. And he did drop the pendant before ritualing. Ooh, looks like he's gonna use the Gargs to take out the dragon. But yeah, with tanking with a hero here and then just taking the dragon quick. Pretty good use of units to get an item real quick. And it's going to be Ring of the Archmagi. Also a pretty solid item. Ooh. It's going to leave the Death Knight here to solo creep this, but the Death Knight against these inner fire bloodlusted berserkers is not too strong. And OldMateDad is getting counterattacked. Did Eugene find a good window to deal damage here? Ooh. Doesn't get the Black Arrow in time on that one Acolyte, but he is going to get some Black Arrow skeletons on the other ones, I believe. If he can keep getting skeletons here, he could take out a lot. And OldMateDad feels trapped here. I think he wants to TP, but because he took so much damage on his Death Knight and his Lich now, he feels like he would just be TPing in and having to run away. So Eugene just gets the right timing. OldMateDad does still have huge hero level advantage and has his tier 3 online, but he definitely doesn't like losing all of this because now he is supply blocked at 51 out of 50 food. Ooh, but Eugene doesn't have a TP. Is OldMateDad going to go into the base? He does have a TP on OldMateDad. He could actually just dive and Eugene would lose all of his acolytes in return. Maybe Eugene will buy TP now. I think that would be the nice safe play here. But it looks like he wants to do more damage. He realizes OldMateDad is just creeping. Probably the Drakes, which would be correct. Ooh, but he's going to get both Drakes. This is a huge amount of XP. But he's only going to be able to get the Drake here. And I don't even know if he wants to really get it because he's going to lose a Ziggurat and be supply blocked again. Oof. Does get the Drake. Delta Giant Strength. Not the greatest, but it is some stats. Worm on the field though. But Eugene has a lot of Fiends. Ooh, and we are going to see the TP immediately. Does the Ghoul survive? It does, and the Acolyte falls as well. Huge. 2 Acolytes, a Nerubian Tower, and TP swapped. Very nice for Eugene. Still got a Ghoul here as well. Looks like he's just watching the mine. Yeah, Eugene I think is gonna try to look for creeps, but there's no creeps. The only creep left is here at the lab, and OldMateDad is getting it. He's gonna be close to level 5 Lich. May have even been worth to give solo XP to the Lich just to get that 5. Because max level Nova is huge. So Eugene has a slight supply lead, but he has already broke 50. And somewhat items are equal. Double invuln on Eugene's side. Ooh, but this positioning a little awkward. Eugene realizes right away though, pulls back, but is going to lose 1 Ghoul, and Death Knight takes a bit of damage as well. Eugene going to just get back onto Blade. Ooh, another Ghoul. I think this was the one brought from the Expo maybe. Nice Nova there, softening up the Ghouls. I think that's what you want as Eugene. You want to soften these Ghouls up and eliminate them before actually fighting so that you can web and focus down the Gargs and Worms instead. If the Ghouls are left to do whatever they want, the Fiends are just all gonna die, right? Ooh, and we're gonna see a bit of chain morph here. Eugene wants to fight, he's got the supply lead, but does he want to fight in the fountain? The Worm especially is going to be pretty strong here. That high health pool, getting regen. Ooh, Eugene with his Death Knight taking so much damage. Lich gets slept. Damage is lowered because of that with the orb not going off. But huge Novas here on the Ghouls, and with the Destroyer orbs, the Ghouls are falling quickly. Eugene's doing what he wants, but is his Death Knight going to be safe? No, the Nova comes in. The max level Nova just snipes the Death Knight. And oof, It's looking favorable for OldMateDad because he has the tri-hero and it's a very strong tri-hero. But I think if Eugene was just slightly more leveled, he could have taken this. Because look at how much supply he still has. Eugene technically still has the supply lead here, but he just can't compete with the heroes. These heroes just got too high level with getting both Drake red camps as well as everything but the item creep from the center red camp. And Eugene going to call the GG. He's only got the 3 destroyers left. But that one was actually fairly close. And yeah, as you can see, Eugene actually had supply lead for most of that fight, but it's just the difference in heroes, right? The heroes on OldMateDad's side, a little more leveled. Like each of them were like 1 level higher, which is considerable because undead heroes have pretty valuable level ups. It is going to be OldMateDad with that 5-0 victory.